Hey, my friend, I want to talk about this election and I want to talk about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris a little bit. I know they say, like, don't get into politics. Oh, the church should never get into politics. We're not to do that. It's okay to talk about politics because it's our world that we live in. Jesus himself called Herod a fox, and that was an insult as he was talking about him. John the Baptist said of the Sadducees and the Pharisees, he called them a den of vipers. So that was political back then. That was them saying political things, and it bothers some people, but it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to talk about Trump a little bit here real quick. I believe that man is a lot like Winston Churchill, which the left hates as well today. They can't stand Winston Churchill, but he was actually a great man. He had backbone and he cared about his country. And that's okay to do that. You don't have to hate America to be a good Christian, my friend. It's okay to love America. It's okay. I was an Army Ranger. I've had friends that died in other countries to protect your freedoms. And it's a good thing. Now, Donald Trump, to me, reminds me of that parable that Jesus gave when he said that a father had two sons. The first one, right, he was kind of rude and obnoxious. The father asked him to do something. He says, no, I'm not going to do that. But then later he actually did what the father asks. His actions were in line with the father. And then the second son, he asked him to do this, and he says, no, oh, yes, father, yes, real polite and nice. And he says, yes, I'll do that. But he didn't do it. And then Jesus said, which one of these did the will of the Father? And the Pharisees said the first one, right? They answered the first one correctly. Yes, Donald Trump is like that. He may not speak nicely, and he's rough, just like Winston Churchill was, but he's doing things like he's protecting babies, right? Unborn babies. He's protecting the church. He's protecting Americans from these like evil guys that are coming through the border right now. He wants to have a closed border, protect us from felons and murderers that are coming from other countries to our country. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But now let's look at Kamala. She claims to, she even preached at a church, quoted some scripture. I think Walls did the same thing, quoted some scripture, Matthew 25, where it talks about when you did it to the least of these, you did it to me, feeding the poor and all that kind of stuff. But what about the least of these, the unborn children? You did it to me. What about that? Their actions go against God. They may be smiling and they may speak sweetly and nice and all those kinds of things and appear nice, but their actions are what count. So just think about that when you go to the election booth and you vote during this election. I think that's very important that you think about those things. Biblically, what would the Bible say? What does God, if you know the Bible, you understand God's heart and you understand what he stands for. And he, more than anything, knows those innocent little babies in the womb. That's huge. That's huge to me. That's where I vote. All right. Well, God bless you guys. I love you. Take care of yourselves. God bless.